That's right, Jeff. And has that been any more or less the case for the last several months? I don't think so. I mean, this is something that we've been hearing from them for a while now. I mean, the conversation has been had again and again when I've been in Riyadh. That essentially that whether this happens or whether it doesn't actually happen, that they have set this up so that the country has benefited from not just the noise surrounding it, but also, of course, the international interest, and also, of course, putting in place the necessary measures that they needed to do inside the country's stock market, as I mentioned, in terms of the regulatory reforms. So it was certainly something that galvanized movement in terms of those economic reforms. But in terms of what they've been saying over the last several months and the way that they've been sort of pulling back from this, they've never actually come out and said that, okay, we're not doing this. But the oil minister, of course, has been very measured, as you'll remember, in his comments. And certainly trying to get the CEO of Aramco to talk about this has always been a bit of a push. I know that you guys have dealt with the same. So it's not in any way surprising to me that, someone in the Gulf countries would announce a very big project and then eventually pull away from it. Certainly they're going to be doing what these advisors to whom they owe so much and spend so much money is whatever they're getting advised to do, they're certainly going to be listening.
Hadley, you are ideally placed to watch this, and so we value your expertise. But look, whether it's the future of NEOM, which is this city in the desert, which is going to be created using tens, if not hundreds of billions of dollars, whether it's actually the reliance on oil and the going away from that, the drip feeding away from that. In fact, amazing stat I saw this weekend that a country of 32 million people, Saudi Arabia, uses more oil than Germany and the UK combined. Now, bear in mind, UK, German combined population is about 170 million. So they use more oil for 32 million people. So they, they've got to get away from this dependency on it, of course. I know it's abundant, it's cheap. But projects generally, are the wheels falling off? Or certainly we're seeing a stuttering progress in Mohammed bin Salman's plans to diversify this country? If, we're seeing obviously the Tesla story as well. We're seeing NEOM comments coming out. We're seeing about King Salman as well pulling away from the Aramco IPO. Things just don't look as managed as they were maybe 6 months ago.
They may not look that way, but I wouldn't go so far as to say that the wheels are beginning to fall off here. I mean, I know that there's been movement in NEOM, for example. We know, of course, that in terms of what they've done in terms of getting money on international debt markets and convincing banks to lend them a significant amount of money. I don't think anyone in Riyadh is panicking. You've certainly not seen that reflected in any way in what's been happening in that country's stock market over the last couple of days, given the fact that everyone is slowly trickling back in from these holidays over Eid, of course. I think you'll see things start to pick up in another week or so. I think people are still in the south of France and still enjoying the good life in the West at the moment. But certainly, I think it's a little too early to say that the wheels might be falling off, guys.
Can I have 30 seconds more? The budget deficit is still absolutely dire in the meantime as well. I mean, the here and now finances are not looking great, Hadley.
Steve, I'm getting this idea that you're not trying to say anything nice about Saudi Arabia today, but I think that you're absolutely right to keep a close eye on that.
What I'm doing is I'm giving you facts. I'm giving you facts. The budget deficit is 7% of GDP. This is not me being nasty or nice about Saudi Arabia. In fact, I was treated fantastically when I was in Riyadh. I've always had a great relationship with the Saudi oil minister as well. It's not about me being nasty or nice. It's about me giving facts, Hadley.
I understand that, Steve, but I think it's way too early to say that the wheels are falling off.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.